What is up, guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel, and you're joining me here today on a very sunny day. First of all, happy holidays and happy new year, guys. Okay, and you know, sometimes you have things happen. Anyway, so I decided to do something a little bit different. I wanted to do something like what are the good and bad cars that I've driven this year. So before I start this video, I need to tell you guys that I have recorded a lot of videos this year that I have not completely uploaded everything. I think there's about 80 more vehicles that I have recorded this year that I haven't uploaded yet. It costs a lot of data to upload, and also, the thing is, there's something called YouTube algorithm where on certain days if you upload, you will not get any views. So because these cars are given to me by people, they are not charging me, I'm not charging them anything. I'm getting the vehicles for free, but at least to do them some justice, I need, for the vehicles to do at least moderate numbers of views, at least let's say around, I don't know, I'm actually hoping like 1,000 per vehicle. That will be enough. So that is my plan. Anyway, so I'll get straight to it, but before that, just know that this is my opinion. Everyone has their opinion. This can vary from person to person, but from my point of view, and I try to ignore the price of the vehicles as well when I did this, because well, let's be honest, everything is expensive in Sri Lanka. To be honest, none of the vehicles here makes real sense. Like the price of the vehicles, it's just how the taxes are in Sri Lanka. You can't do anything about it. So I try to take what is the best value for money, and what are the best vehicles to, like, interior wise, engine wise, everything, just overall. So I'll start with the three worst. Not technically the worst, but just it didn't live up to the expectations I had. And this is like the first video that I uploaded this year. It's the Nissan Qashqai. So it's a entry segment crossover type small SUV thing, which is not bad. It was, it was spacious enough. It was nice. The interior was nice. The exterior was really nice. It looks very nice. I just hated the gearbox on it. It felt slow, sluggish to drive. Once you pass like 40-50 kilometers per hour, it's not nice to drive. Like, I had trouble overtaking a Wagoner. I don't know whether this was a fault with the vehicle that I drove, just the vehicle that I drove, or I don't know whether there's, because I've only driven one Nissan Qashqai to this time. But I hated the gearbox on it. I've heard so many stories about how bad Nissan CVT gearboxes are. I think I understand why. That was not a good car. So, moving on to the number 2 vehicle. The number 2 worst. This will come as a surprise for most of guys. So this is a video that I haven't uploaded yet. So I will put some sneak peek preview of the vehicle somewhere in the video, but yeah, I haven't uploaded the video yet. And unfortunately, it is the new Toyota Corolla WX Bee. It's a very nice looking car. It's the front face of it, it's not, I know it's not everyone's cup of tea, but it's a nice looking car. The rear, honestly, even for a WXB, the rear of the car, it looks boring as hell. But the front, it looks nice. The interior is nice and everything, but my god, the rear leg space of that car. So most of my regular viewers who has watched my videos know that the new Toyota Yaris, the one that replaced the Toyota Vitz, the KSB 210, it has bad leg space. I expected that from a small car, but this is not a small car. It's a Corolla. I expected more leg space from a Corolla, and it's really bad. It's really bad. I expected a lot more, but then I noticed a trend with a lot of new cars right now. New Toyota cars. most of the new Toyota cars has really bad leg space. Even the Corolla Cross, for the size of the vehicle, it's not enough. But then again, it's, you know, things like the Harrier and the RAV4, they have enough leg space. But some cars, you know, draw the straws through. And the thing is, the cars that Daihatsu makes for Toyota, like the Toyota Race, the Toyota Rumi, they have enough leg space. It's just that the cars that Toyota makes, I don't know. I think they think that their customers doesn't have real leg. The people who sit in the back, the customers, don't have legs. Alright, so now the 3 best cars, or the 3 good cars. So the first one is a little bit of a surprise. I know that, again, like I said, this is just my opinion. The Suzuki X Bee, or the Suzuki X Bee, that was a bit of a surprise. So it was the first time that I got into a X Bee. I know that the X Bee and the X Bee / X Bee has come to Sri Lanka way before this, even, you know, before the import stopped. But this was the first time that I was able to get in one and drive one and see like what it feels like, what it's like. I was honestly surprised. It had really good leg space. It has really good driving position. It had a really good engine. It had the booster jet engine from the Suzuki Swift RS. The same booster jet engine coupled to a hybrid, like a mild hybrid system. So it does very good on fuel while having like okay performance. I do understand that the people, like most people, do not like the shape of it. It is not a car that everyone can like. But I honestly believe that is one of the best value for money vehicles you can buy right now. Because it is in the 1000cc category, and because it's a Suzuki cars are generally a little bit less expensive. Like I kind of noticed that compared to like a Toyota or something. So, being that, it's a really nice value for money car. It has enough power for you for daily driving. The seating positions and everything, the rear leg space, the front leg space, the head space, everything is good. It has a decent boot, not the biggest, but honestly, you know, you can adjust the front seats, the rear seats, sorry, and get more space in the back. It's a really good car. It's the one of the best value for money vehicles you can buy right now. Just you have to pass the fact that it's not the best looking vehicle. And the second, again, this is a video that I have not uploaded yet. So the second, one of my favorite vehicles right now is the new Toyota RAV4 Hybrid. My God, that was a nice car. So the Toyota RAV4 Hybrid is basically the new Harrier. It has the same drivetrain, from everything from the batteries, everything from the new Harrier, and almost the same features as well from the new Harrier. But there's something about the RAV4 that just makes it feels better. For one thing, it feels a little bit more rugged inside. That they have put a lot more rubber bits inside the car. They have put more. Like the buttons are a little bit chunky, I feel like, you know, I don't know, they have done something to the RAV4 that, even though it's basically the same vehicle as a Harrier but with a little bit more ground height, I think, I may be wrong, correct me if I'm wrong, it just feels better. I know it's expensive, like I said, I try to disregard the price on this list. Everything is expensive in Sri Lanka. But it's a very nice vehicle. It's a very nice vehicle. Honestly, I fell in love with it. If I had the money, I will definitely go for it. And the third vehicle, again, this is a vehicle that I have not uploaded yet. It's the Toyota Yaris Ativ GR. Now, again, this was a bit of a surprise for me. I feel like the Thai Toyotas are a lot better than the Japanese Toyotas in terms of like space and engine wise and everything. Sorry. So the Ativ, so Yaris Ativ GR that I've driven, it's honestly, I felt like that is one of the best sedan cars that you could buy right now. It has really good interior space. I kind of like the design. Again, it is subject, you know, from person to person, but I like the design of it. I wish it had fog lights. Unfortunately, I did not see any fog lights in any of the models that came to Sri Lanka. Not a big deal. But the engine is the best thing about this car. It has a 1.5 liter 4-cylinder engine, and unfortunately that became a kind of a rarity now. So most of the new vehicles that come, like not most of the vehicles that come to Sri Lanka is basically 3-cylinder now. We know that. But you know, comparing something like the Corolla WX Bee, which is, I believe it's a little bit more expensive than the Yaris Ativ, that comes with a 3-cylinder engine. 3-cylinder 1.5, but this comes with a 4-cylinder 1.5 engine. You know, you don't get that, even though it's a 1.5, 1 liter, whatever it is, 660cc. Every 3-cylinder car has that weird 3-cylinder vibration when you drive it, especially when you are in the traffic and stuff. And there's this weird engine note that you get, like a uneven rumble kind of thing. Not a big fan of it, but you know, the Yaris Ativ, you don't feel that, and I love it. But again, it's a very, very, very nice vehicle. It's one of the best all-round sedan cars that I have driven this year. Yeah, so that's like my top 3, but I thought I'll give some honorable mentions as well. So as honorable mentions for good cars this year that I've driven is the Toyota Yaris Cross, the Thailand version, not the Japanese version. The Thailand version again comes with a 1.5 liter engine, the 4-cylinder engine, and it has better leg space, everything, than the Japanese Yaris Cross, and it looks better as well. For me personally, I do not like the looks of the Japanese Yaris Cross, but the Thai Yaris Cross is pretty okay. And second honorable mentions, I would say the new Honda City RS. I do know that it kind of has a troubling engine. So it has the same engine as the old Honda Civic, the 1000cc Civic, which suffers from having a wet timing belt, which sits inside the engine, covered with all the engine oil and stuff. So it usually around at 60,000 to 70,000 kilometers, it starts to deteriorate, and again, yeah, you need to change the timing belt on that car a bit sooner than other cars, and you do need to service the turbo a bit sooner than the other cars as well. So keeping that in mind, if you do those repairs well, it's actually not a bad car to drive. The City RS being a lot more lightweight than the Civic, it's nicer to drive. It's honestly nicer to drive it. If you ever compare like the 0 to 100 figures from a Civic and a City, you will understand that it's better, a lot better. It's a decent car. It has good leg space. It has good visibility, and most importantly for Sri Lanka, it has a spare wheel. It comes with a spare wheel. You need that when you're driving in roads like this. You never know when you're gonna get a puncture. So, honest to God, it's a very, very nice, decent car to buy. I know the price is a little bit too much, and people complain that it doesn't have blind spot monitoring, adjust mirrors. It doesn't have something. You know, you don't need everything to drive. You know, I've been driving this Honda Fit with no 360 camera, no blind spot mirrors, nothing like that, with a very stupid A-pillar that's very huge, that sometimes completely blinds me from the oncoming when you're taking like a right-handed bend. You get used to the vehicle that you drive. You don't need all the new features to drive. You just need the basic functions to be easy. That's a very big pothole. But yeah, so this concludes the list. I hope the audio is okay because I'm recording it on the GoPro. I do not have any mics. As you guys know, I don't talk on my videos. But yes, thank you for tuning in for my video. And once again, guys, happy holidays and a happy new year.